35 and 5 here, going to be 35, 40 here, going to be 145 and 45 here, 50 and 150, 50, 40, 7 and a half, 50 and 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50 here, S, 147 and a half, 3. Two-year-old. $2 now 5 and $2 5 get 5 get 5 get 5 and 5 now 5 and 5 and 10 going to be 210 15 going to be 210 get 15 20 and 225 and 25 and 30 235 get 35 43 going to be 245 50 and 255 and 55 60 and 260 pound going to be 55 going to be 260 and 55 going to be 260 and 55 going to be 260 here Chris 255 7X. $125 and $125 and 25 here, 25, 25, 25, 25, 30 and 25 to get 30 and 25 to get 30. Ma'am, you bid. 125 to get 30 to get 30, 125 to get 35 and 35, 40 to get 40 to get 45, 45, 45, 47, 50 and 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 47 and a half here now 50. $1.50 to get 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half to get 2 and a half. Doug, 155. X. Doug 5X.
Yeah, the boy, I get it. It's been cement test and three tests lately, so they're good.
175. Here's 75. Here's 75. There's 75. 75. 75. And 75. 77 and 77 and now 80. Going to be 82 and a half. Going to be 85. 85. 87 and a half. Going to be 87 and 90. And now 90. Going to be 192 and a half. Going to get 92 and a half. 2 and a half. 91 3. And 91 3. Going to get 3 and 5. And 95 here. 95. 95 3. Going to get 5. And 93. Going to get 5. And 93. Going to get 5. And 93 5 5 here. 93 95 here. Gibbon Bull. 193. $185. $85 here. Going to be 85, 85, 87, 87, going to be 90, going to get 2 and a half, 95, and 95, 97, 97, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to get 2, now $2, and 202 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 5, and half 5, going to be 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, going to be 210, but 210, going to be 210, and 210 a pound, going to be 10, going to get 10, going to be 10, but 10, going to be 10, 10 here, Doug, 207.50 on 7. $185. 85 there. Going to be 85 there. Going to be 85, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 90, and 90, 92 and a half, 90, 92 and a half, 5, and 95 here, 95, 95, 95, 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, 95, 750, 67, and 97, 97, 97, 97, we get 97, we get $8, and 97, we get 98, 97, we get 98, 97, and 98 here, sort of 197, Gibbon, Boo. $2. 205 and 205. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5 and 10. Going to be 210. 15. 210. 12 and a half. Going to be 15. And 15. 17 and a half. 17 and a half. 220 and half. 20. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to be 20. We get 2 and a half. Going to be 21 3 and 21 3 and 21. We get 3 and 5 and 225 here. 223 and a 5 here. Going to be 225. Doug, yeah. 225 3 and 5 here. Gibbon Boo. 223.
Stirred up that dust.
$1.50. $55 and 55, 60 and now 60. There you got it, 165 and 65, 70, 170, 175, 75, 75. Give 80 there. Group 85, group 85, 90. Here, group 195, get 95 and 95 and 95. There you get 95, get 95, get 95. Group 195 here, so 190 and tone. What do you got here, guys? Weibo, $85, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, group of 9, David, get 2 and a half, 95, 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, group of 2, group of 2, group of 2, now 2, and 97 and a half, group of $2, 8.99 now 2, and 95, 2, now 1, and 201, group of 1, we get 1, group of 2, 101, here, Doug, 7, $2. Did I do much this weekend? Did you? Down in Texas? Yeah. $185, $8.85 there, group of 85, 85, 87 of hand, 87 of hand, 7 of hand, 7 of hand, 7 of hand, 7 of hand, group of 87 of hand, group of 90, and 90, we get 2 in a hand, 91, and 93, we get 3, and 95 here, 95, 93, we get 5, 7, and 97, 99, we get 95, we get 99, now 2, and now 201, group of 201, group of 201, group of 201, group of 201 here, now 1 here, so $2 given, boo. $185, 85 there, group of 85, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 90, 2 and a half, 95, and 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, now 2, group of 2, we get 2 and a half, group of 202 and a half, group of 205, and half 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, now 3, and half 4, group of 204, group of 203, and 4, and 3, 4, 3, we get 4, we get 4 and a half, 3, we get 4, $1 and a half, 4 here, given, boo, 203. $175, yes, 75, 750, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77, 50 and a half here, 77 and a half, now 80, and now 2 and a half, group of 2 and a half, 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, group of 87 and a half, group of 87, 50, 87 and a half here, bit of a half here, group of 87 and a half here, give them bull, 185. General bulls get full. $1.55, $1.55, $55, 55, about 57 and a half, 57, about 60, and now 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group of 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 6 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, we get 70, now 2 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 73, now 5, and 73, 75, 7, and 77, 75, 77, 75, 77, 75, going to be $77 here, sold 173, S21. 65, and 65, 67, 50, and 65, 7.5, and 67, 7.5, 70, 70, now 1, and $70, 1, 2, 71, 2, 3, and 73, down 3, 74, 74, 73, 74, 73, 74 here, sold 173, same way. Nope, put them on number 2. 5 to 7, they're open. $1.50. $1.55. 55. You can 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 57 and a half, now 67.50. And 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 60. And down 2 and a half, get 2 and a half, 5. And 65 and a half, 65, sides out, 7 and a half. And 67 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 70, 70, 70, 72 and a half. And 72 and a half here out, John. And 2 and a half, 5. And 75 here, 75 here, 75, 750, 77 and a half here. Going to be 77 and a half here. Kevin, it's 175.3. $165. As it get about, 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 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72.50, and 70, 2 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75, 50, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 75, 50, and 77 and a half here. You're going to be 77 and a half here. S 175 to 1. We're going to go to grass with him this summer. Goodness. I had one die this week. Both of them 5-year-old, 5 months. 5-year-old cows are 5 months bred. $1.50. $1.55, and 55, 55, 60, now 5, and to get a 70, 100, 70, 100, 70, 100, 75, 75, 75, 75, 83, going to be 85, going to be 85, going to be 85, 90, $1.90, going to be 195, going to be 195, going to be 195, and 95, going to be 195, going to get 95, going to get 95, going to get 95, going to get 95, sold 190. Is that Ronnie? Ronnie Mosley. How are you, Ronnie? You looking good? $65. As it get about, 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 7 and a half, 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 going to be 7 and a half, going to be 7 and a half, now 70, going to be 70, now 70, and 70, 73, going to be 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72 and a half here, 72 and a half here, S 170, put them on number 2. One and 2-year-olds here. 2s and 3-year-olds. 250. 255. And 55. 55, 55, 55. Who are you working on? Jaden Foster's. 250, 255, and 255, and 55, 60, now 5, as it get about 72, 72, 75, 75, 80 there, 85, 85, 90 here, going to be 290, 85, 90 here, 85, 90, 85, 90, 290, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 85, 90 here, Chris, 285, 8X, and Pregum. $165. As it get about, 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 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 70, now 72 and a half, 71, 2, and 72, 3, and 73, 74 here, 74, 75, 75, 75, 6 here, 75, 675, 76, 75, 76, S 175, 21. Ones and twos are heifers, $3. $3.05 and $3.05. We get $5 here. $5 we get 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 $5 $3.05 and $3.05 and $3.05 we get $5 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 and $5 10. Going to be 10. We get 15 and 15 20 and 25 25 25 25 20 25 and 325 here. 5 here. 325 here. 5 and 5 here. Chris 327X. I think those are already open. Three-year-olds are open. 235 and 235 and 35 35 235 and 35 and 35 35 35 35 35 35 235 here 235 here 235 40 and 35 40 we get 40 we get 40 35 40 we get 40 we get 40 here Chris 235 9X. One and twos, thank you. 250. 255 and 55 and 55 55 55 55 260 and 5 and 5 72 75 75 75 give 82 82 85 here 85 you give 85 85 there go to be 85 85 85 85 85 here go to be 85 there Chris 280 7X. Nine and 10-year-old cows are 4 and 5 months bred. 25, yeah, 25 and 25, 25, 2500 here, 5 and 25, 2600 and 25, going to be 2600 here, 25, going to be 2600 here, and 25, 26 and 25, 67 and 7 and 7 7 7 7 7 650 and 26 and 7 and 27 and 7 7 and 7 and 7 and going to be 2750 and 20 we get 7 and going to be 27 and 7 and 7 and going to be 27 and now hey and 2800 here, 8 here, so about 2750 TK 12. 2s, 3s, and 4s. $2 a pound. 210.20 and 210.20, bit of a 210.20 there, 210.20 and 210.20, bit of 210.20, 30, bit of get 30, bit of get 40, bit of get 40, bit of get 50, bit of get 50. You're going to be 260 and 270, bit of get 270. You're going to be 265 and 265 here, 70 and has 75 here, 75, 80 there. You're going to be 80, give 85, 85, 90, 10, 90 here. You're going to be 85, 90, and 290, 85, 90 here, 85, going to be 290, 85, 90 there. You're going to be 85, bit of get 90, going to be 90, bit of get 90 here. So about 285. Chris, nothing. Five by four and 5 by 5. 2,000, 2,100, yeah, 2,100, 2,100, upgraders here, 2,100, and 2,000, 2,100, 2, and 22, 22, 2,200, and 22, now 3, and 23, 3, and 4 here, 23, 4, now 5 here, 600, and 25, 2,600 here, 25, 2,600, and 25, going to be 2,600 here, going to be 25, going to be 2,600, sold, 2,500. Robertson. Thank you, Mr. Robertson. Huh? Down the volume? He said turn the volume down just a skosh. $1.65. Has a good and has a good 7 hands, 72 and a half, 75, 77 and a half, 80, 82 and a half, group 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, group 87 and a half, group 90, and 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, 92, 50, and 100, group 2 and a half, group 90, group 2 and a half, group 92 and a half, group 192 and a half, here sold 190, put them on Chris, 10X. $2. 210.20 and 210.20, but 210.20 there, good 210.20 there, good. Did you want me to announce all that? Huh? Yeah, I gotta have paperwork to have all that. Huh? If I had the paperwork, we could sell them that way, you know. But I can announce that he has been trick tested, and he's been semen tested. But since we don't have the papers, we'll got to sell them by the weight. $2. 210, and 210, good with 210, good with 210, 210, 220, and 220, 230, we get 230, 240, we get 40, 240, 50, 250, 60, 270, 280, and 280, 290, we get 290, we get $3 a pound, good with 310, 320, and now 30, 40, we get 340, 50, 60, and 370, we get 380, we get 390, we get $4 a pound, good with 10, 410, 20, and 410, 20, good with 10, 20, 420, 430, 430, and 420, 30, good with 20, we get 30, good to be 20, we get 30, good to be 20, we get 30, good to be 20, we get 30, here, you give 30. Sold 420 and tone. Number 2. Call that replacement bull. Replacement quality. I don't know what to do anymore. Last time that happened, you got a shiner.
Is this the Pat? Is this the big Pat? Yeah. You might go push him in here, Anton. We were off.
Yeah, he's not that fat. He's just tall. Steer, yep. $1.50. $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, $1.55, 60, and half high, and has a good 70, good to be 175 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 175 here, so 170, cabinets 3. $185, 85 there, good to be 85 there, good to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 87 a hand, good to be 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 90, and 92 a hand, we get 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 95 here, 95, 95, 97 a hand, 97 a hand, 7 a hand, 7 a hand, 7 a hand, 7 a hand, good to be 97 and a half here, but about here, so 195, given bull. X. $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 7 a hand, 57 a hand, 7 a hand, 7 a hand, 7 a hand, 7 a hand, 57 a hand, 7 a hand, 7 a hand, 60, and now $60 here, going to be 60, and now 67 a hand, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 7 a hand, 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 70, going to get 70, going to get 70, going to be 70, now 70, 250, and 72 and a half, going to be 70, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 70, going to get 2 and a half here, sold 170, Jace 30, Jace 30. Way I'm up here, 35. And 35, you give out 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, now 40. And 40, 40, 30, now 40 here, going to be 140, going to get 40, going to get 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5. And 45, 45, 45, 47 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, now 50. And a half, 52 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, bit of a 2 and a half, 5. And 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60. And now 62 and a half, bit of a 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 16, bit of a 2 and a half, going to be 16, bit of a 2 and a half, sold. 160, Jace, 30. To answer your question online, the T means test. Test bull. Means he's been through the shooting. Not tested, but just that's what it means, test. 135, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 40, 42 and a half, 42 and a half, going to be 42 and a half, 5, and 45, 50, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 67 and a half, 60, and now 67 and a half, going to be 60, going to get 60, going to get 60, bit of a 60, going to be 60 there, going to be 60 here, Jace, 157, 50, 30. You're welcome, Lynn. Here's some meat wagon booze. $2. 2 and a half, and $2, 2 and a half, $2 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 and a half, now 5, and half 5, $5, $5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, going to be 10, 12 and a half, going to be 10, 12 and a half, going to be 10, 12 and a half, 15, and 15, 15, 15, and 15, and 12 and a half, going to be 215 here, Charlie out, 15, and 15, 15, 15, 15, and 15 here, D Bull, 212, 50. Behind Carl Albert High School, Midwest City. We faced it everywhere you could face. $2, 2 and a half, and $2, 2 and a half, $2 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 205, $5 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 10, and 210, 12 and a half, $2 10, 12 and a half, 15, and 15, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 20, 20 there, $2 20, 20 there, 220, and hand 20, $2 20, bit of 20, $2 20, $2 20, bit of 20, $2 20, now 20 there, $2 20 here, D Bull, 217, 50. These last few bills, I can tell. $2. $2, 2 and a half, and $2, 2 and a half, $2 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 205, and now 5, $5, $5, now 5, now 5, now 5, now 5, now 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 10, and 210, 12 and a half, $2 10, 12 and a half, $2 10, 12 and a half, $2 210, 12 and a half, $2 210, 12 and a half, $2 210, now 11, and 12, 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, $2 12, 11, $2 12, 11, $2 12, 11, $2 12 here, 11, $2 12 here, D Bull, 211. $2 deal, 2 and a half, and $2 2 and a half here, now 2 and a half. What'd you guys do? $65. Executive high. Executive 67.50. And now 70, 170, 70, 72 and a half, 72.55, and 75.50, and 77 and a half. Now 83, group of 80, but 83, group of 80, but 83, group of 80, group of 80, but 83, group of 80 here. Sold 177.50. Cavernous Bull. $75, 75.50, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 70.50, and 77 and a half. Good to be 80 pound, 80, good to be 80, good to be 80, bit of 80, good to be 80, 180, $1.80 here, good to be 80, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 81, 3, 83, 85 here, 83, 5, 7, 85, 87 here, good to be 85, 87, 87, 87 here, Doug, 185 on 7. $210, 12 and a half, and $210, bit of a 250, and 10, 12 and a 10, 12 and a 10, 12 and a 10, 12 and a 210, 12, 50, and 10 and 12 and a 10, 12 and a 12 and 15, and 15, 15 and a half, 13, 14, and 14, 14, 15, and 15, 50, 14, 15, and 50, 16, and 16 here, 17, 17, 18, 18, and 17, 18, 19, and 19, 20, and 220, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 here, sort of a 219. Cavernous Bull. $210, 12 and a half, and $210, 12 and a half, good to be 10, 12 and a half, good to be 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 15, $1 and a half, 17 and a half, 17, 20, and half 22 and a half, 5, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25 here, 225 here, half 5, and 225, 5 here, D, 222 and a half, Bull. What do you got? 1-year-olds? 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, now 60, and half 5, 70, now 70, 55, going to be 80, going to be 80, 280, 275, 80, and 75, going to be 80, 75, going to be 280, 280, 280, 280, Chris, 275, 7X. Gotcha. $65, executive high, executive 65, executive 7 going to be 67 70, and 72 72.55, and 75 on him, 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, D, 172 and a half, 2. The young and bred, is that what you're saying?
3x4 and 3x3 or 3x4.
3 by 3 and 3 by 4, 2100 and 21 and 2100, 200 and 3 and 3, 3 and 400, 4 and 5, 600 and 6 7 and 7 and 7 and 7, 800, here 27, 28 and 27, going to be 2800 here, 8 and 9 and 9, jig 9 and 3000, 3000, 3 and 25, 3000, going to be 25, 3000, going to be 25, 3000, done. Caleb 2900 on number 22. They using that grinder to saw them horns off. Dollar pound. 105 and $100 here, good to be 105. Male Antone 105 and $5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5 and 10, good to be 110, 15, good to be 115 and $10, 15, good to be 115, 20 and 21, 25, 25, 25, 25 here, 125 here, 125, good to be 125 and $25 here, 125, we get 5 here, so at 120 Antone. Cost me $12,000 by not having baseball games on Saturday.
Do what?
Cost me $12,000 by not having baseball games on Saturday.
Remember those? I think it's from the same place for 2-3 weeks.
Joe Spears.
But 2-3
That's
weeks
for
they go
not-
buy some old cows the same kind as those. Bean, thing, game. I bought 4 together. One of them died, the other 3 they bred. Me.
I said if we'd have had baseball games Saturday, I wouldn't have looked at Joe Spears. That's what 185, 85 here, group 85, 85, 85, 90 here, 190, 85, 90 here, 192 and a half, and 92, 55, 95 here, 95, 95, 7 hand, 97 hand, now 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, group $2, and 97, group $2, group 2 and a half, 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 yeah, now 202 and a half, Brad, $2, Debo. Hartford, Texas. 185, 85 there, group 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 87 hand, 87 hand, 7 hand, 7 hand, 87 hand, 87 hand, 87 hand, 87, 50, 87 hand, and 92 and a hand, 95, 95, 95, 97 hand, 97 hand, 97, 50, and down to group 2, we get $2, and 97 hand, group $2 a pound, group 2, group 2, group 2, we get 2, group 2, group 2, sold 197.50, Gibbon Bull. Who? who knows where he's from. Yeah. But DP found him there. 185, 85 there, group 85, 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, group 87 and a half, group 87 and a half, 90, and 90, 90, group 92 and a half, and 95, yeah, 95 here, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 3, 5, and 95 here, 93, 5, and 93, 5, and 93, 5, Gibbon Bull, 193. Buck 85, 85 there, group 85 there, group 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, group 85 here, 85, 87 and a half, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, group 85 there, 75, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half here, 77 and a half here, 77 and a half here, Jiggy Duck here, 77, 50, and 77 and a half, now 80, and now 80 here, 81, 81 here, 81 here, so 180, Gibbon Bull. $2, 2 and a half, and $2, 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, you get 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 17 and a half, and 17, 20 and a half, 20, and 20, and 2 and a half, group 25 here, 225 here, 225, and 25, 25, 25, 25, and 225, 7 and a half, 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 227, 50, and 227 and a half, group 227 and a half here, Doug 7, 225. $175, 75, 50, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 750 and a half, 77 and a half, 80 and 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, jiggy 2 and a half, 5, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, group 90, 92 and a half, 92 and a half, 5, and 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, now 2, and $2 a pound, group 2 and a half, 2 and a half, group 2, 2 and a half here, group 2, 2 and a half here, now 5, and half 5, 5, 5, and half $5, 5, 3, 5, 5, and half 5 here, D-Bull, 202 and a half. $185, 85 here, 85, 92 and a half, and 92 and a half, 95, 97 and a half, group 2, 92 and a half, group 205, it'll get 205, and 2 and a 5, and a 5, it'll get 5, it'll get 5, it'll get 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, group 210, group 210, group 210, 210, 8, 9, and 9, 10, and 9, 10, 210, 11, 11, 210, 11, 12, 11, group 12, 11, group 12, 11, group 12 here, 11, 12, 11 down, 12 pound, group 11, group 12 here, so about 211, Gibbon Bull. $8 to $10, they're shortbread. $65, how far bred? 2 and 3 months bred, 165, and 65, and 65, and 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 67, 50, and 67 and a half here, 7 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, and 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67 and a half here, so 165, Chris, 20. That make 1,000 then say? Couple thousand more.
How many?
2,000. That make 1,000 then say?
10,000.
Be 51 in this draft, ladies and gentlemen. 51. Be a split draft.
I had 24.
With that one that went out?
Yeah. I'll count them out now. Okay, there you go. 25.
25?
Yep.
It's going to be a split draft of 2, so you won. I got 25 in the ring. That's what I understand.
You can get you a big old potload of cows in one swath right here, guys. Get your big truck. Pretty good wins, right? The Jacobs cows are working on down there at Frederick. Yep. $55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57, 50, 57 and a half, 57 about 60, and now 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and to get about 7 and a half, 7 and 70, 170, you're gonna get 70, you're gonna be 70, you're gonna get 70, you're gonna get 70, you're gonna be 70, $1.70, $1.70 a pound here, you're gonna be 70, you're gonna get 70, you're gonna get 70, you're gonna be 70, 170, 170 there, 70, $1.70 there, you're gonna be 70, you're gonna get 70, you're gonna get 70, you're gonna be 70 here, sold 167 and a half, Cabin is 10. $7 and 8-year-old cows are 5 months bred. Here's some nice little town cows. 2,100, 2,100, 2,100, 2,100, 2 and 2, 3 and 23, 3 and 4, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, going to be 24 and a half, going to be 24 and a half and 5 and 25, 50 and 25 and a half, going to be 25 and a half, going to be 2,600 and 26 and a half, going to be 26, 50 and 26 and a half, going to be 26 and a half, going to be 26 and a half and 26 and a half here, so about 2,600. Ricardo.
6 by 5. And
5 and 6 years old. They're 5 months bred. 2,100 and 2,000 and 2,000 here. 1 here. 2,100 here. 1 here. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 here. Sell that black cow. She's 6-year-old. She's 5 months bred. 21, 2 and 23 and 23, 4 and 24, 5 and 25 and 2,500, 625, 67 and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 7 and 6, 7 and 7, 7, 7, 7, now 800, now 9 and now 9, 3 and 3,100 here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 31, 2, 3 and 33, 3 and 33, 3 and 33, 3, 2 and a half and 3 and 33 and 3,300 and 33, now 300, 3 here. Sold her 32.50. TK 12. Bring the red cow back, please. Get her now, 10.
Go ahead and take her now. Okay.
Bag's not the best in the world, is it? $1.50. $55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, now 5, and to get a 70, 175, 75, 75, 75, 175, 80, $1.80, 75, going to be 80 here, 77 and a half, 80, $1.80 there, going to be 180, 180, 182 and a half, 80, now 2 and a half, going to be 80, we get 2 and a half, going to be 80, we get 2 and a half, going to be 80, we get 2 and a half, Mosley, $1.80. Straight. Seven and 8 year old cows. They're heavy red. 2,000, 2,100, and 2,100, 1, 2, and 23, 3, and 23, 400, 500, 500, 600, 700, 800, 800, now 9, and 29, 3,001, and 31, and 31, half 31, 31, half 1, 31, half, 31, half, 31, 2, and 32, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 3, and 33, 33, 33, 33, 33, 33, 33, and 3,300, and 33, 33, and 33, and 33, 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, koi, 32.50. What number? 50. 2-year-olds, they are open. 250 and 255 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 255 and 55, 60 and 265. Has it get a 70? We get 270 now. 5 going to be 75, 80 there, 85, 80, 90 here. Going to be 295 and 95, 95 and 3 and 95 to get 3 and 95 going to be 3 and 95 and 3 and 95 to get 3 and 95 going to be $3 and 95 and 3 to get 3 and 95 going to be 3 to get 3 and 95 going to be $3 to get 3. So about 295. Chris, 7X. About 6 years old here, guys, working on the A-bar cows. $1.55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 55, 57 7 7 7 57 7 7 57 50 and 57 57 60, not 2 and a half, 5 and 5 has 6 7 70 and half 70, 2 and a half and 75 here, 75 here, 75 50 and 77 and how 80 here, 82 and a half here, now 5 85 85 85 85 87 good to be 87 90 and 90 here, good to be 90 good to be 90 190 here, 190 and 90 here, 90 good to be 90 here, Chris, 187 and a half, 3X. Five to tens. They're all open. 65. Has a good five. Has a good 7 hands. 67 hands at the right head count. 65, and 65, 7 and a half, and 67, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 70, you're going to be 70, 70, 70, now 70, now 8, now 9, and now 9, you get 9, both out, now 70, 70, going to be 9, 70, and 9 here, going to be 70, 70, 1, and 70, 71, 71, 71, 71, 2, 71, 2, 3, and 72, 3, and 72, going to be 3, and 2, and 3, and 3, 3, 72, going to be 3, cabinets, 172, 3. bid me $1. I know. Kind of like your, kind of like them 25 jumps on Tuesday. Huh? What? Get him, Ricardo. 135 and 35 and 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 40 and 2 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, 50 and a half, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, and 55 and 55, 57 and a half, 7 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 and 60 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 70, going to be 71 and 71, 72, 72, 71, 2, 72, 3, and 73, 10, 3, 4, and 74, 75, 75, 75, 6 here, 75, 6, 7, and 77, 77, $8, and 77, 8, now 9, going to be 80, 80 now, 80, you give 9, 81, 81 here, 82, 82, 3.
What?
There's 25.
I think I got 27.
Double check.
Okay, we're gonna double check and count those.
I never messed up, but
You think you got 27?
that's what I got, but shoot.
We're gonna get them.
I've been wrong before.
How many got on there?
I only have 25 cats.
How do you miss 2 cows? Hang on. What was I asking? 182, 83? I'm still in school? Okay. 181. 182. 83. 84. 184. Sold 183. Jace, 30.
Jake's 30 on that last bill. It should be 13.
Okay. Well, Fenner cows here, 125. 125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, and 5, 125, and 25, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 30, to get 32 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 40, to get 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 45 here, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and a half, 2 and a half, to get 2 and a half, to get 2 and a half, going to be 52, 50, and 52 and a half, bit with a half, 5, and 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a 60, and a half, 60, to get 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, 5, and 65, and 65, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67 and a half, going to be 67 and a half here, Jace, 165, 30. One's got a bump on her left side. She'll be there. I'll go. I'll go. 135 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to be 37 and 40, and 2 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50 and a half, 50, 50, 50, 50, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, 5, 55, and 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, and half, 60, and half, 7 and a half, 60, and 7 and a half, going to be 60, not 2 and a half, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, 5, and 65, and 65, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67 and a half here, Jace, 165, 30. Put on there like lumps or something. Lumps all go. Yeah. 4-year-old. $1.50. $1.55 and 55, you can buy 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, $1.55 here, 55, 55, 55, dollar pound, 110, and $100 here, 110 here, 110, 20 here, 110, 120, and 1020 here, 110, 20 here, 20, 30, and 20, 30, 30, 120, 30, 120, 30, going to be 20, 30, going to be 120, 30, going to be 20, 30, sold 120, put them on cabinets X. Something flying around here. Mustang schools. I took Corbin in a little late this morning. $75. Yes, 75, 75, 75, 750. It's 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 750 down. 83, good to be 80, good to be 80, good to be 80, good to be 80. Robbery out 82 and a half, 82 and a half, 5. 85 there, good to be 85, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, 7 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 and a half, good to be 87 and a half, good to be 87 and a half. Here's all 185. Given boo. That's how you come out. $2, 2 and a half, and two and a half. It'll get 2 and a half, high enough, high. It'll get 5 and a 7 and a half. It'll be 210, 210, 12 and a half, 15, 17 and a half, 17, 50, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17, 20, and hand 20, going to be 20, bit of 20, going to be 20, bit of 20, going to be 20, 18, 19, and 20, and hand 20, going to be 20, going to be 20, going to be 20, bit of 20 here, D Bull, 219. Need a wheelbarrow to wheel them out of there. See all them flies lid on that bull? About that time. We got like a screen right here, that clear screen.
Yeah. You think that would block them out?
Well, yeah, no, I know it would. Young boo, $2. $2.05 and $2.05. It'll get 5, 5, 5, 5, it'll get 5, it'll get 5 and 10, 210, 210 and 210 and 210 of high, go to 10, 5, 10, go to be 205, go to be 210 and 5 and 10, go to be 10, go to be 10, go to be 10, it'll get 10, go to be 10, go to be 10, 15 and down 20 and 225 and 225 and 30, 230 and 30 by 30, 30, go to be 230 and down 30, it'll get 30, go to be 30, it'll get 30, go to be 30, it'll get 30 here, Chris, 225, 9.
Could be like sell ones down, take a chair and sit right out there, John.
235 and 235 and 35, 30, 40 and 35, 40 and 235, 40 and 35, 40, 40, 35, 40, 40, 10, 35, 40 and 35, 45, 45, 50 and now 55, 55, 55, 60 and 260 there, 255, 60 there, 5, it gets 60, Chris, 255, 9. That's it right there.
Yeah. Put a screen up for her.
I'd fall out. $1.50. $1.55, yeah, $1.55, $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, $1.55, 60, now 5, and 65, 70, 170, 171, 71, 70, 65, 70, 80, 85, good to be 90, now 92, good to be 210, good to be 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, and 260, and 250, 60, good to be 2 and a half, it'll get 260, good to be 2 and a half, it'll get 260, Chris, 250 on 9. $1.50, now 5, $1.55, now 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 35, 40, and 35, 40, it'll get 5, it'll get 50, 50, 150, 155, and 55, 60, and now 60, Doug, you're out, 5, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, top pros out, 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, here, Antone, 160.
What number 5, please? Different, just single, single, somewhere.
185, $1.85 there, good to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 92 and a half, and 92 and a half, 95 here, 95, 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, good to be 2, and 97 and a half, good to be 2, good to be 2 and a half, good to get 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 5, and 2 and a half, good to get 5, good to get 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 10, good to be 2, 10, good to be 10, good to be 2, 10, 12 and a half, and 10, 12 and a half, good to be 2, 10, 12 and a half, good to be 2, 10, 12 and a half, good to be 2, 10, 12 and a half here, 10, 12 and a half, Gibbon Bull, 210. Young Boo, $2 and 5, and $2.05. We get 5 and a five here. 5 3. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. 205 and 205 here out the gate. 205 and 205. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5 here. Chris, $2, 9. Young Boo, $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, $1.30, and 5, and 35, and 35, 35, 40, we get 40, we get 5, we get 5, we get 50, we get 50, and 5, and 55, 60, and 5, and 65, 70, 175, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 175 here, 175, 75, and Tone, 170. Rodeo's coming. Ricardo, you going to the rodeo? I could. $1.50. 6-year-old, $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, now 5, and 65, now 70, 175, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, S, 170, 21. $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 55, and 55 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57, 60, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67 and a half here, going to be 67 and a half here, cabinets 165, 3. No tag. Four and up on here, $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, now 5, and 65, 70, 170, 170, 65, 70, and now 70, we get 70, now 5, 75, 75, 80, $1.80, 75, give 80, 75, give 80, G, give 80, Jace, 180, and 75, going to be 85, 85 there, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, Caleb, $1.80, 22. Five years, she's 8 months pregnant. 2,100, here, 2,100, here, 2,100, here, 1, here, 1, 2, here, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, and 23, 3, and 4, here, 5, and 25, 2,600, and 26, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, and 27, 2,800, 7, 2,800, 7, 8, 9, and 9, 3, and 3,000, here, 1, and 3,100, here, 1, 2, and down 2, 2, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 300, so 3,200. That's Robertson. 6 years. She's 5 months. And I'm just gonna weigh her, guys. 6 by 5. Buyer and lover. $1.55, $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7, 60, and down 2 and a half, 5, 65, and 65, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 172 and a half, 72.50, and 70, we get 2 and a half, going to be 70, we get 2 and a half here, Mosley, $1.70. Byron Lover. Put that on the ticket lid, but no, I'm just.
Byron Lover, boys. That's what I did when I got married. Byron Lover.
Coy did too, but didn't. Sold out. 3-year-old guy, daughter. 110 and $100 here, gonna be 110, gonna be 110, bit of a 10, 20, gonna be 20, gonna be 30, gonna be 30, 40, gonna be 40, 50, $1.50, 60, and now $60, 55, 60, and now ziggity 1, 60, 155, 60, and 55, 60, here 5, and ziggity 5, and ziggity 5, 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 70, 170, 70, here S, 165, 3. One no pun, $3 and $3.05 and $3.05. We get 5 and 5 and 3. We get 3 and 3. We get 3 and 3. We get 3 and 5 and 3 and 5. We get 5 and 5, 10. Go to 3, 10, 305, 310, 305, 310 and 10. Go to 10, go to 10, go to 10, go to 10. Jason 305, 6. Nice Hereford cow, Dad. There's her mama. Sister. Daughter 50. Daughter 55. 55. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60. Daughter 60 and 55, 60 there. 5 hands give us 70, give 75, 75, give 80. And now 85, 85 and 90, good to be 90, good to 90, and 90 here, good to be 85, good to 90. 85, 90 here, good to be 85, good to 90, good to be 85, good to 90, good to be 90, good to be 85, good to 90 here. Chris, 185, 9X. She's 7 months bred, guys. She's just a youngster. $1,000. 1,100 and 10, 11, 10, 11 and 12, and 12 and 13, 13, 14, 15, going to be 16, now 17, 17, 18, going to be 18, 19, going to be 19, 2, and 21, 21, 22, 21, 2, 23, 23, 4, and 23, 24, 23, 4, going to be 23, 4, going to be 23, 4, going to be 23, 400, and 2400, and 23 and a half, 4, going to be 23, 4, Cowboy, 2,300. We've got the nicest 500-pound grazing steers you've ever seen. One of the nicest sets for tomorrow. You guys need some 500-pound grazing steers, Bo? They've been on cake and grass. Jacobs? Kiefer? Heap. Good. 3 years old. She's 7 months bred. 2,000. 2,102 and 23, and 23, 4, now 5, now 6, 7, 27, 2,800, 8, 9, and now 9, 9, going to be 20, 9, going to be 20, now 9, now 3,000, 3,000, 3,100, 3,100, 31, 2, 3,200, Burns, 3,100. I liked her. 6 by 2. 25, 2,500, 25, and 25, 25, 27 hand, 25, 27 hand, 7 hand, 7 hand, 7 hand, 7 hand, 7 hand, 7 hand, going to be 2,750. You have something we done, boys. 2,750, and 2,750, and 27, 7 hand, 7 hand, 7 hand, 7 hand, going to be 27, now 3, and 3,001, and 31, 31, 31, 31, and 3,100, here, 1, here, 1, here, 1, here, Chris, 3,000 on 3. Nice cow, Chris. Nice cow. Four-year-old, $1.50. $55. Yeah, 55. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 35, 40, and 35, 45, 35, 45, and 45, 55, and 55, 60, 5, and 70, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, $1.75, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75 here, 175 here, 175 S, 170 to 1.
See that Lord Friday? Lord Friday, you see it up last Friday? It was up like 6, 7, 8 bucks.
6 by 5, 7 by 5. 2,500 and 25, 25 and 25, 25, 27, and 7, 7, 7, 8, and 9, going to be 3,000 and 3, and 25, 3,000, going to be 25, 3,000, going to be 25, 3,000, and 25, 3, and 1, and 31, 31, 2, and 32, 33, 33, 33, now 2, 3, and 32, 3, and 32, 3, and 32, 3, and 32, 3, 32, 3, Robertson, 3,200. $55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and 55, 57 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 60, 2 and a half, and 5, and 65, and 65, 65, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 67, 50, and 67, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and going to be 67 and a half here, Chris, 165, 20. Four years and she's open. 120. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, we get 35, and 35, 40, we get 40, and 45, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 50, we get 50, and 50, and 45, and 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 5, and 65, 70, we get 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, 75, 80, 80, 5 here, going to be 85, 85, 90 here, 195 here, 195, and 95, going to be 2, and 95, going to be 205, and 5, 5, and 10, going to be 210, 15, and 220, and 220, 30, 235, and 35, 40, 240, 235, 40, and 35, 40, we get 40, we get 40, we get 40 here, sold 235. Chris, 3X. 4-year-old cow guys, 165, and 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 70, and now 70, we get 70, we get 70, we get 72 and a half, 72, 55, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, S, 172 and a half, 1, 21. Seven open here, 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 70, 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 50, and 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half, now 80, and now 82 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 82 and a half, going to be 82 and a half here, Chris, 180, 15. Pin them on the 9Xs. No, the 9s. 9 years old, she's 6 months bred, 2,100, and 21, 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 2, going to be 2, we get 3, and 23, we get 4, and 4, you get 5, and 25, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 2,500, here 600, and 6, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and how, hey, now 9, and now 9, you get 900, going to be 20, hey, going to be 2,900, going to be 20, hey, going to be 2,900, and 20, hey, going to be 2,900, hey, 9, now 3, and 3,001, and 3,100, hey, 1, hey, koi. 3,000 on 50.
I did too.
What? Huh? New blood. Yep.
Lots of blood in the water.
Don't bring any next week.
Yeah, just only 1 week. Hey, Cole, you got your dip? Cole, you got your dip?
9 years, 7 months. 2,000, 2,100, and 2,100, and 2,100, here, 2,100, and 21, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 200, here, 1, 2, and 22, 22, 22, 22, 22, 22, now 2, and 22, and 2,200, here, 1, 2, here, 2, 3, 3, and 23, 4, now 5, and 25, 2,600, and 600, 25, 2,600, the sides, all out, 25, 26, and 25, going to be 2,600 here, 25, 26, and 25, going to be 2,600 here, going to be 25, going to be 2,600 here, S, 2,500 on 7.
I kind of like it when she first come in, then I looked at her and was like,
Three-year-old, $2. $2.05 and $2.05. To get 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, to get 5, to get 5, to get 5, and 5 here. 205 and 205 to get 5, to get 5, to get 5, 10, good to 10, to get 15, now 15, now 20, and 25, 25, 20, 30, to get 30, now 5, and 35, 40, to get 40, to get 5, to get 5, to get 245, and 245 here, 45 there, to get 45 here is Chris, 240, 9X.
have you ever been to the Boulevard Steakhouse? Right beside it.
$135, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, and 35, 40, to get 40, to get 5, to get 50, to get 5, going to be 55, 65, and to get 5, has to get 5, 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 to get 5 here, going to be 165, and to get 5, 5, has to get 5, 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 to get 5 here, Ricardo, 160. Ten years, she's 7 months, 25, and 2,500, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 6, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, of 8, 27, of 8, 27, of 8, going to be 9, going to get 3,000, going to be 31, 31, 31 and a half, and 31 and a half, 2, and 32, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 3, and 33, 33, 33 and a half, 33 and a half, 33, 50, and 33 and a half, going to get 33 and a half, going to be 33 and a half, going to be 33 and a half, going to be 33, 50, koi, 3,300 on 50. Dollar pound, 105, and 105 here, good to be 105, to get 5, 505, to get 5, 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 105 and 10, good to be 110, 15, 20, and 25, and 25, 25, 30, there, good to be 35, 35, 35, 40, to get 49, 45, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, to get 45, to get 45, to get 45, to get 45, so 140, Doug, 5X. Six-year-old here, 165. As a good 5, has a good 5, as 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 a good 5 here, going to be 165. As a good 5, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67, 50, and house 70, and house 70, to get 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 70, and house 70 here, S, 67 and a half, 20, just 2. 1-year-old, $2. 210.20 and 210.20. Go to 210.20 there. Go to 210.20 there. Go to 210.20 and 210.20 there. 210.20. $1.50. $1.55. And 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. $1.55. $1.60. $1.60. 5. 70. 175. 80. 180. 75. Give 80. 75. Give 80. That's 175. 13. Sorry, Joshua. 2 years old. She's 6 months bred. He'll give 1,500. 15 and a half. And 15 and a half here. Going to be 16. Going to be high now. 17. Going to be high. Going to be 18. Going to be high. Going to be 18.50. Both out. 18.50 and 19 and a half. And 19 and a half. Going to be 2,000 now 2 and 2,100 and 2,100 here. One here. Going to be 2,100 and 2,100 here. One here. One here. Going to be 2,100 and 2,100 here. One here. Sold her 2,000. Ricardo.
There's one in. Is there more than one? Old looking. I've been to. Yeah.
She all right? $2. 220 and 220 and 220. You're gonna get 220, 220, 220, 220, 220, 220, 220 and 240. You're gonna get 260. You're gonna get 240, 60 and 240. You're gonna get 260. You're gonna be 240. You're gonna be 260, 80 and 283 and $3 a pound. Gonna be 3. You're gonna get 3. Ricardo 280.
You've bought a lot worse for a lot higher.
$1.65. As it get high, as it get 7 70 and now 70. You're gonna get 2.5, 72, 55 and 75, 50 and 77 and a half. You're gonna be 77 and a half here. You're gonna be 77 and a half here. Here, so 175. Doug 5. Two by 6. 2,000, 2,100, here, 2,100, here, 21, 21, 21, 2,100, here, 1, here, 1, here, 1, 15 and a half, and 15 and a half, here, half and a half, here, you're going to be 15.50, and 15 and a half, here, half, here, $1,000 on her, you're going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and 15 and a half, and 15 and a half, here, half, here, half and a half, here, you're going to be 15.50, and 15 and a half, here, half, here, half here, sold her 1,500. Ricardo.
Yeah, the one I'm thinking of. Fried chicken and cold beer.
125, 25, and 25, 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, that's 27.50, and 20, going to get 7 and a half, going to be 20, going to get 7 and a half, going to be 27 and a half, 30, and 30, 30, 30, going to be 30, going to get 32 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 40, going to get 42 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, 42.50, and 40, and 2 and a half, going to be 40, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 40, going to get 2 and a half here, cabinets 140 on X. Four-year-old, there's a good Red Angus rip. $1.50. $1.55. Yeah, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 5, 70, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 75 on her, 75, 50, and 77 and a half, 80, and 2 and a half here, 85 here, 90 here, 190, 85 get 90 here, 85 get 90 here, 85 get 90 here. Chris, 185, 9X. $1 pound, 105, and $5, $5, now 5 here, now 5, now 5, going to be 105 and 10, going to be 110, going to be 15, going to be 20, now 5, and 25, going to get 30, now 5, going to be 35, 40, going to get 40, 35, 40, and 35, 40, going to get 40, going to get 40, 35, 40, 30, going to get 40 here, cabinet 6, 135. Hypels, would y'all bring some cows in? Cattle for Wednesday? Nothing? Oh, just looking. Okay. $1.55, and 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and 60, and 2 and a half, 5, and 65, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half, group of 81, 82 and a half, group of 85, 85, 85, 90, and 195, 95, 95, 2, group of 2, now 5, group of 205, group of 205, and 2 and a 5, 5, 205, and 2 and a 5, 5, here, Ricardo, $2. I'd rather have that little black one. I'd rather have that black one at $2.80. I don't want her, but I said I'd rather have her than that Bremer.
Yeah, she's gonna run it with the Bremer.
Yeah. 65, has a good 5, has a good 5, 7 and a half, 70, 170 down, 2 and a half, 72 and a half, 75, and 75, and 75, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, Doug, 72 and a half, 5.
Sounded like you said a room full of vodka.
55, 55 and a half, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 60, and down 2 and a half, 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 5, and 65, has a good 5, 65, 3, 5, 63, 5, 7, and 67, and 7, 7, 5, 7, here, 5, group 7, here, 5, group 7, Chris, 165, 10.
Hey, Mike.
8 years old. She's 5 months pregnant. 2100 and 21 and 2100 here. 2100 here. 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21 and 21 2 and 21 2, 2 3 and 23 3 and 23 3 and 23 3. Going to be 23 spinner and tone. There you go. She might have a little bit of a long toe. Is that all right? 23 3. 23 and 2300 and 23 300. Good 23 3. Good 23 3. Good 23 300 and 23 23 Ricardo 2200. Long toe lover. Seven-year-olds here, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, and half 70, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72, 55, and 75, 80, and now 85, 85, 85, 85, 2 and a half, 82 and a half, good 2 and a half, good 2 and a half, good 82 and a half, good 82 and a half, good 82 and a half, and tone, 180.
That's a good spot for him, right there.
Four-year-old here, 150. $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 35, 40, and 35, 40, we get 35, now 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, we get 40, 35, 40, 40, we get 40, we get 40, we get 40, we get 40 here, S, 135, 3. 65. As it get hot, as it get as it get 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 70, 70 and 2 and a half, 75 and 75, 75, 35 and 75, 77, 75, 77, 75, 79, $1.79, group 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 79, 81, and 9, 81, now 9, group 81D, 179 on 2. Okay, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and 55, 57 and 7 60, and now 62 and a half, 65, 65, 65, 65, 7 and 7 and 7 70, 72 and a half, 72, 50, and 70, 2 and a half, 70, 2 and a half, group 70, 2 and a half, group 72 and a half, that's 172. Five and 6-year-olds. $1.65. As it get hot, as it get 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 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 67.50. 67 and 7 and 7 and 70, 72 and a half, 75 here, 75 there, 50. And now 80 there, go to 81, 82 and a half, go to 82 and a half, 5. 85 there, go to 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85. 85 here, 85 here, 85 here, Jace, 182 and a half, 20.
Nice cows right there.
Six and sevens. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 57 and 57 and 60, and now 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, go to 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, do it here 5, as it get hot, as it get 7 and 7 and 7 and 70, 70, now 70, and 70, 70, 72 and a half, and 72 and a half, go to 70, 2 and a half, go to 70, 2 and a half, here S, 170, 21.
I'm over that. It's getting old. Oh my. You don't see many of them around.
They're all brothers.
$1.65. As it get hot, as it get as it get as it get as it get 7 and 7 and 70, 72 and a half, 75 and 75, 50 and 77 and a half, 80 there, 82 and a half here, 85 here, 85, 85, 85, 750, 87 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 6, 7, 87 here, 7, $8, 88 here, 9, 89, 89 here, go to 8, give 9, 89 here, 89, 90, and 90 here, 91, and 90 here, 91, 91, 91, 2, 92, 91, 2, 91, 2, and 92, give 2, and 92, 3, and 93, 3, and 3, 3, and 92, and 3, 4, and 93, 4, and 93, 4 here at D-Bull, 193, Bull X.
You know who this is? 7 Up. Zach James. You know the other bearded guy that used to come here quite a bit? Zach James. Yeah. They said there was a guy talking to him. He said, all right. He goes, hey, Johnny Cooper, I don't know. He goes, I'm not Johnny Cooper.
$2, 2 and a half, and 2 bit 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 250, and 2, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, and now 10, go to 2, 10, go to 2, 10, 12 and a half, and 10, 12 and a half, 15, and 15, 15, 50, 15, 13, 15, and 13, 15, 50, 13, 14, and 14, 15, and 50, 50, 50, now 50, 50, 16, and 50 there, go to be 16 there, 15, 16, and 15, go to be 16 there, go to be 15, go to be 16 here, D-Bull, 215. $2 2.5. $2 2.5. It'll get 2.5. It'll be 2.5. It'll get 2.5. It'll be 2.05. And found a 3. Now 5. And found a 7. And a 7. 7. 7. 7. Gonna be 2. 7. 8. 9. And now 9. 10. Gonna be 9. 10. Gonna be 10. 11. And 10. 11. 12. 11. 12. 11. Gonna be 12 and 13. It'll get 13. 14. Gonna be 14. 14. And 13. 14. And 13. 14. It'll get 14. 15. And 215. 15. 14. 15. And 50. 50. 50. It'll get 15. It'll get 14. Gonna be 215. Gonna be 14. Gonna be 215. D Bull. 214. Bull X.
Probably. He looks like an idiot.
$55, 55, 55, 57, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 57, 50, and 57, 60, and now 60, down 2.5, now 2.5, 5, and 7, 7, 70, 170, 170, 170, 170, and now 70, 70, 70, going to be 70, 70, going to be 70, 70, 70, here's all 167.5, Chris, 21.
Yeah, looks. So if I shave, I unloaded some cows one time, and Mark Funk goes, "What's the name on these cows, sir?" I said, "John Cooper." He goes, "No way." He goes, "Holy crap, John, why did you do that?"
135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 7, 7, 7, 40, we get 45, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 2.5, 5, and 45, 47, 47, 50, and 50, 50, 150, and 50, we get 2.5, we get 2.5, 52, 55, and 57, 7, 7, 7, 60, and 2.5, we get 2.5, 2.5, 5, and 7, 7, 7, 70, we get 70, now 70, 170, and now 70, we get 70, we get 70, we get 70, now 70, here, Jace, 167.5, 30. Thank you, guys. $10 by 7 and 9 by 5. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 2, and 3, and 23, we get 4, now 5, and 25, 2,600, and 6, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 8, 27, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, we get 9, and 29, we get 3,000, and 3, and 29, we get 3,000, going to be 29, we get 3,000, going to be 29, we get 3,000, koi, 2,900 on number 50.
I said, there might be some crips. He goes, I don't care. As long as they can have that calf, I can resell that cow.
Yep, 2 moves, 75.80. 75, yeah, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 50, 80, and now 82.5, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 87, going to be 87, going to be 87, going to be 8600, 85, 86, 85, 86, 7, 7, 7, 8, 89, 89, 88, 9, Doug, you're out, 89, 89, Brad, 89, 89, sold, 188, Gibbon Boot. No. I would just use her backpack number and not.
I don't see the brand.
Big one's here, 65. As it gets high, as it gets 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 70, and now 70, we get 2.5, 72, 50, and 72.5, 5, and 75, 50, and 77, how to have, you're going to be 77, how to have here, you're going to be 77, how to have here, what about you, Brad? 77, 50, and 77, how to have here, 77, half here, sold 175, Gibbon 1. Big old foot, bitch. 6-year-old cows are 6 and 7 months. 5 and 6 years old. 5 to 7 months. Or 5 to 7 years. That's what I meant to say. Nice cows right here, 3,100 and 31 and 3,100 and 31, that one and 3,100 I got 3, gonna be 1 and 31, 2 and 32, 3 and 33, 33, 33, 33, 3, 4 and 33, 4 and 34, now 5 here, 5 and 34 and a half and 34 and a half here, 4 and a half, 34 and a half, gonna be 34, 50, now 5 and 35, 35, 35, 35 and 35, 50 and 35 and a half here, 5 be 35, 50, and 35 and a half here, 600, and 3600, and 35, going to be 6 and a half, and 36 and a half here, half here, sold 3,600, Chris 3. Four by 7 plus on the white-faced cow. 4 by 7 on the other white-faced cow. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100, 3, 5, 7, 9, 3, 1, 31 and 2 and 2, 3 and 33 and 33 and 33. Caleb, yeah, 34 and 34 and 34, 5 and 35 and 35, 600 and 35, 3,600, 35, 36 and 35, 3,600, 35, 3,600, 5, going to be 6. Chris, 3,500 on 3. Five-year-old cows, they are 4 and 5 months bred. 2,100. 21 and 2,100, 2 and 22, 23, 3 and 23, 4 and 23, 4, now 5 and 25 and 2,500, here 600 and 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 27, 8, 7, 7, 9 and 3,000, 31 and 32, 31, 2, 31, 2 and 32, 3 and 33, 33, 4 and 34, 5 and 35, 6 and 37, 37, going to be 3,800 and 3,800, going to be 37, going to be 3,800 and 37, 3,800, going to be 37, going to be 38 here, going to be 7 by 38. Robertson, 3,700. That one looks like a balloon. Like a helium balloon about to pop. 9, 10 years old. 6 months. I'm going to weigh the cows, guys. $1.50. $1.55, 55, 57, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5. As you get a 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 70, 70, 102 and a half, and 72 and a half, 2, 5, and 75 here, 75, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 80, $1.80 there, 80, 180, 180, 180, 180, 180, 80 there, 80 bid, 80 there, 80 here, sold, 177.50, Ronnie Mosley. 65. Has a good 5. 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 7 and a half. 70. 172 and a half. 72 and a half. 72 50. And 72 and a half. 5. Is 75. 75. 75. 75. 75. 73. 74. 5. And 75 and a half. 75. 74. 75. 74 and a half. 74 and a half. 74 and a half. 74. Give 5 here. S. 174 on 2.
Sold this calf for, they sold this calf for 125, 40,000.
125, 25, and 25, 25, 30, and 5, and 35, 40, 50, 50, and 5, and 55, 60, and 5, and 6, 70, 171, 71, 71, 71, 70, 170, and 73, 71, 70, 70, Doug, 165 on 5.
They sold this calf for like 35, 40,000. They bring him back. Only because he does that. He's a little bit blind about one eye. So when you tie him up and hold him and walk him, he holds it dead straight. That's only when he's turned loose and you can hold it sideways. He is. Crippled, broke neck, bad back.
Ford Pond here, not a bit 5, 105, and 105, we get 5 and 10, going to be 110, going to be 20, we get 30, we get 40, we get 50, 60, 150, 60, and 50, 60 here, 150, 60 here, 150, 60 here, Ricardo, 150. One 35, yeah, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 35, 37, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, going to be 37, going to be 37. What's that say? She's aborted. Buyer, lover, daughter. 105, and 105, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, 105 and 10, going to be 10, 15, going to be 20, 125. 125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 5 here, 5 here, that's 120 on 1. Buyer, lover. Eight-year-old here, 125. And 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, and 30, we get 5, we get 40, we get 5, we get 45, 45 here, 45, and 45 here, 5 here, 45, 5 here, cabinet's 140X. $65, and a good 5, has 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 a good 5, 65, and a good 5, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67 and a half here, and 70 and a half, 72 and a half, 72, 5, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, Jace, 72 and a half, 30. $35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 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 and a half, and 37 and a half, 40, we get 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 50, we get 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 60, 55, 60, 55, 60, Jace, 155, 30. 65. As a good 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 as 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 750. And 67.5 here, half here, half here. You're going to be 67.50 and 67.5 here. That's 165.2. How old? 3-year-old, $2. 210.20 and 210.20, but a 210.20, but a 210.20, good to be 210.20 and 210.20, good to be 20, good to be 20, good to be 10, good to be 20, good to be 30, good to get 30, good to be 30 now, 40 now, 50 and 260 and 270, good to get 280, good to get 290, 293 and 290, good to get 3 and now 10, good to be 3, 10.20 and 310.20, good to be 10.20, but a 10.20, but a 10.20 here, so 310, Chris, nothing. 3X. Open. 135. Yeah, 35. You give out 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half. Going to be 40, going to get 5, going to get 50, going to get 5, and half, 55, 55, 2 and a half, and 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 5, and 55, 57 and a half, 60, and now 67 and a half. Going to be 62 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, now 2 and a half, 5, and they get about 70, 100, 75, 75, give 80, 85, 85, 90, 190, 190, 190 here, 85, 90 here, 85, going to get 90, $1.90 here, Ricardo, 185. She got 310, 320, and 1020, going to be 1020, going to get 1020, going to be 1020, going to get 1020, and 31020, going to be 20, and 1020, going to get 3, 1020, going to be $3 a pound. Huh? 250, 60, 260, 260, 270. 280. Ricardo, 270. Is he buying for Pokey? Is he buying for Pokey? 5-year-old. 175. Yeah, 75 and 75, 75, 80, $1.80, and 75, 85, 85, 85, and 90. Going to be 195 and 95. Going to get $2 a pound. Going to be 205. Going to be 210 and down 10 here. Going to be 10 and 15. Down 15, 20 and 225. Going to be 225 and 30, 230, 235 and 35, 40. Going to be 245 and 45, 52, 55 and 55, 60, 265, 270, 270 and 270. Going to get 270. Going to get 270. Ricardo, 265. Varner, 129. How old is this cow? 4 and open, $1.50. $1.55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 here, 5 here, that's 150, 21. Eight years old, 2 months. 8 by 2, 1,500. 15 and a half, 15 and a half here, have and a half here, have and a half here, 15, 50, 15 and a half here, where, 155, and 55, and 55, and 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57, 60, and down 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and to get 5, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67, 50, and 67 and a half here, cabinets, 165, 3. Five years, she's 7 months bred. Who give 1,000? 1,000, 1,100. You get 10, 11, 12, and 12 and 13. You get 13, you get 14, you get 15. Going to be 15. Going to be 16. Going to be 16. Going to be 17, 17, 18, 18. Going to be 1,900, 18, 19 here, 2,000, and 2,000 here, 1, and 2,100 here, 1 here, 1 give 1 here, 1 here, 2,100, and 21, 2, and 22, 3, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, 23, 300 here. Going to be 23, 300, 23, 300, and 23, 3. Sold her 2,200. Ricardo.
He does have a lot more money than you got.
I know.
Nine by six, 2,500 and 25. Yeah, 25 and 25, 25, 27 and 25, 27 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 25, 2,600 and 25, 6 and 25, going to be 2,600 and 25, going to be 2,600 and 25, going to be 26. Here, 25, 26, 25, 26. Koi, 2,500 on 50. $65 and $65 and $65 $70 $170 $170 $170 $170 get 70 and 72 and a half 72 and a half and 70 to get 2 and a half going to be 70 to get 2 and a half here S 172 1 just 2. She's 5 years. She's 4 months bred. $1.50. $1.55 and 55, 55, 60 and now 5 hands get about 70, get 70, get 70, get 70, 170, $1.73, going to be 5, going to be 70, get 70, 170, 65, 70, $1.70, get 70, get 70, now 70 sold, 165, given 1. Well, I got to do some roundup when I get home, but I can't. If the wind blows every damn day, you can't ever mess with it.
No, not today.
Not today.
Not tomorrow.
And then the next 2 days we'll be here all day and night.
This is your nil cattle company, I think.
Roundup.
Get me a little bit of cancer so I can get that money from the roundup company.
Probably run out of money, haven't they? By the time I get it. Guys, we're going to work on this Neil consignment. How many of these in this deal? 30 something in this deal. 30 something in this consignment. Neil's from down there at Purcell. Here's what the babies, guys. You see these babies. Here's what these cows are going to be bred to. Angus bulls. They have these nice little babies. We'll start off with these pairs, and we'll sell the rest of these bred cows. So here's the calves. This is the only pairs on the deal, isn't there?
There's 6 pairs.
6 pairs total. 2 6-year-olds and a 5-year-olds on this first deal of pairs right there here. 4,500 and 45. Now what you get now? 45 and 45 and 45, 45, 45, 45. Robbie in 4,500 and 45 and 45 is out of bid and 4,500, 45, 4,600 and 45, 46 and 46, 7 and 7 and 7 47 of 8, 47 of 8, 47 of 8, 47 of 8. Now 9 and now 9. Jigga 9 5 and 5,000. Able to get 5,000. Able to get 5,000. Able to get 5 and 5,000. Able to get 5,000. 49.50 and now 9. Able to get 9. Going to be 49.50 and 40. Able to get 9. Good to be 9.5, good to get 9.5, good to be 9.5, 49.50, and 40, good to get 9.5, good 9.5, 49.5, 9.5, now 5, and 5,000, able to get 5,000, 50, and 5,000, able to get 55,000, 50 here, total about 5,000, Chris 8. Rob, you want them?
Why I get a deal for Target? I don't even have a Target card.
I bet you do.
Here's the 7-year-olds guys on the deal. 4,000, 4,100, and 41. Here's 4,100, here 41, and 41, and 41, 41, 41, 4,100, here 41, here 41, here 41, and 41, 41, 41, 41, and 4,100, here 35, here 35, and 30, 35, 7, and 37, 37, 8, 37, 8, group of 9, we get 4,001, and 41, 2, 3, 4, and 44, 500, here 600, and 45, 46, 7, and 47, now 800, here $8, and 47, going to be 4,800, and 47. Going to be 4,800 here, 47, 48, and 47, 4,800 here, 47, going to be 8, and 4,800 here, sold 4,700. Robertson. We'll put them on number 10. Is that okay? Number 10.
He's got more money than Ricardo.
Speechless.
Nice bread cow.
You saw what kind of babies they're going to have, guys. They're 4 and 5 years old. Is that right, Coy? And they're 7 to 8 months bred. There's 6 of them here, guys. You talk about a nice set of Angus cows bred to them Angus bulls. 3,000, 32.50, and 35, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 7, and 7, and going to be 37.50, and 37, and going to be 37, and 6, 7, and 37, and 7, 8, 37, 8, 37, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 9, and 30, 9, 4, and 4,000, and going to get 4,001, and 4,102, 42, 3, and 43, 3, and 43, 3, 2.5, 3, and 4,300 and a half, and 43 and a half, going to get 43 and a half, 43.50, and 43 and a half, 4, and 4,400 here and a half, and 44 and a half, going to get 44 and a half, going to be 44 and a half, going to be 44.50, and 44 and a half here, going to be 44.50, and 44 and a half, did you do it? 44 and a half here, going to be half here, 44 and a half.
Yes.
5, 4,500,
Yes.
45.50. Sold them 4,500. Chris 3. Come on, TK. Ask for forgiveness later. Five and 6 years old. They're 7 and 8 months bred.
I think there's one. One had a little knot.
One's got just a little bit of a bump on her jaw. She'll be on there, guys. 3,000. You still got that 3 in tone? 31, and 3,500, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 2, and 2, 3, and 33, 34, 35, 35, 36, 7, and 37, 8, 37, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 38, 37, going to be 3,800, and 37, going to be 38, and down high, to get down, 39, 4, and 4,000, going to get 4,000, going to get 4,000, going to be 39, 4, and 4,000, going to be 39, going to get 4,000, going to be 39, going to get 4,000, going to be 39, going to get 4, and 4,000, now 4, and 39, now 4,000, going to get 4,000, going to get 4,000, TK, 3,900 on number 3. Yep.
Okay. I will. Yep.
32.
5-year-olds, 7 and 8 months bred. Just 3 to 5 years old. One's got a little blue eye. Should be on there, guys. You got 32, Antone? 32, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 300, and 32, 3, and 33, 33, 33, 33, 33, 33, 4, and 34, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,500, and 34, now 5, and 3,500, 600, and 36, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 800, and 37, 8, 9, and 39, 38, 9, 38, good to be 900, good 38, 9, and 39, 9, good to be 39, 4, and 4,000, good to get 4,000, good to get 4,000, good to be 39, good to get 4, and 4,000, good to be 39, good to get 4,000, good to be 39, good to get 4, and 4,000, good to get 4,000, good to be 39, good to get 4,000, good to be 39, good to get 4,000, now 1, and 4,100, and 4,100, don't miss them, 41, give 2, and 41, 2, and 41, 2, 200, you're out of line, 4,200, and 41, 2, 4,200, right size, right kind, 41, 2, and 42, and 41, 2, 4,200, 1, here, going to be 2. Sold them 4,100. Alivero.
Adalberto González.
Gonzalez. We'll just put Gonzalez.
Yeah. No, allá le dice que González.
A. Gonzalez. Does that work? You Mexicans, y'all got a lot of money. I know it. Tax season.
I think there's 2 with hip down and bad.
Couple of them's got a hip, or not a, yeah, just hips are not the best in the world, and little rough back.
They're 5 to 7.
They're 5 to 7 years old. They're 6 to 8 months bred. 2,000. As is, buy them and love them. 2100, 21, 2100, 1, and 2100, 2, 3, and 23, 4, and 24, 5, and 26, and 26, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, and 27, 27, how hey, and 27, 9, and high, 29, 20, hey, you gotta be 9, and high, and how 3, and 31, and 3100, now 2, and 32, gonna be 1 to have, gonna be 1 to have, gonna be 1 to have, now 2, and 32, and how 2, gonna be 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 3200, and 30, gonna be 200, gonna be 200, gonna be 200, gonna be 200, now 2, and 3200, and 30, gonna be 200, gonna be 3200, gonna be 2, gonna be 2, gonna be 2, gonna be 200, 3200, sold 3150, koi 50.
No, not the. Oh, yeah, these. Sorry.
$55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 60, and 2 and a half, 5, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 70, 70, 170, and how 70, 70, 70, 170, and how 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, here's all 167 and a half, Chris 10. 2220. Richard, you got any cows that big?
10 by 7, I believe.
10 by 8?
Come right off them
3,000.
Angus cows, you know.
3,100. 3,100. 3,200. 3,300. 3,400.
Yes.
3,500. 3,500. Mosley, 3,400. Think of the nil consignment. Seven and 9 year old guys, 135. 135, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, 55, 45, 45, 50, and 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 50, and 5, and 55, 60, and now 5, and 65, 65, 70, 70, now 5, and 75 here, 80, 5 here, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 85 here, 85 here, sold 180, Chris 15. How old? 10-year-old family right there, 3,250 and 3,250 and 32 and a half, good 2 and a half, good 2 and a half, good 2 and a half, good 3250 and 32 and a half, bit of that, good 2 and a half, 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 5 and 35, yeah, 35 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,500 and 3,500, 5 here, good 35 and 35 and 3,500, 5 here, 750, 37 and a half, now 4 and 4,000 and 4,000 here, 4,000. What about 3,800? Would that help you? 38. 3,800. 36. 37. Sold 3,600. Is that junior? Dublin. Oh, that's you? I can't see that far. 8-year-old cow with baby. Wow. Steer calf outside. 3,500 and 35, yeah, 35 and 35, 37 and 35, 37, 39, 39, 4,000 and 4,000, 4,000 and 4,000. Going to be 39, going to get 4,000. Going to be 39, going to get 4,000. Going to be 39, going to get 4,000 and 39, going to get 4 and 4,000. Going to be 39, going to get 4,000. Going to be 39, going to get 4,000. Going to be 39, going to get 4 and 39, going to get 4,000. Going to be 39, going to get 4,000. 44. So 3,900 Mosley. My bad, Brent.
Hello. I think another year.
She's got a baby coming in, guys. There you go. 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 31, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 3,100, here, here, going to be 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, here, 1, 2, and 32, 31, 2, 31, 2, 31, 2, and 31, 2, 1, 2, going to be 31, 2, and 3,200, here, 1, going to be 2, at the gate, 3,200, and 31, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, going to be 33, 3, and 3,300, here, going to be 2, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, here, Brent, 3,200. Gobbles. Little bull calf, hat side right there, here, lost her age. She's probably about 8 or 9, looks like. 7-year-old maybe. 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, 100, 3,001, and 31, and 31, 2, and 32, 3, and half, 33, 33, 34, you get 34, now 5, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 34, now 5, and 3,500, 5, 5, going to be 3,500, and 3,500, 5, here, going to be 34, and 5, and 3,500, 5, here, 5, here, so 3,400, Brent. Six-year-old family, 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, 100, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, and 31, and 3,100, 1, here, now 1, and 31, and 3,100, 2, and 31, 2, and 31, 2, 1, 2, 31, 200, and 31, 2, 1, 2, 1, give 2, and 3,200, 1, going to be 2, Richard, 3,100, Richard Crum. Seven-year-old family right there, 4,000, 4,100, and 41, and 4,100, 4,100, 1, here, going to be 4,100, and 41, and 4,100, 35, and 35, and 35, 36, 7, and 37 of 8, 37 of 8, 7 of 8, 9, going to be 39,104, and 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, going to be 9, 4, and 4,000, going to be 39, 4,000, 39, 4, and 4,000, 4,000, Chris, 3,900, 8. $125, and 125, and 25, 25, 25, 30, we get 5, we get 40, we get 5, we get 50, we get 50, and 45, 50, and 45, we get 50, 45, 50, and 5, and 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 both half, 57, 50, and 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half here, Doug, 155, 5X. You got any baby calves, William? I didn't ask you. How many you got? 5? Good. 2 or 3 or 5? I don't know. She looks young to me. 4 and open. 5 and open. $1.50. $55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 5, 55, 5, 55, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 5, 70, 5, and 75, give 80, 5, 80, 90, 195, and 95, to get 2, 95, to get 2, 195, to get 2, 195, to get 2, Jace, 195, 20. Dollar bid, $1 pound, and $5 here. Good to be 105, good to get 5, good to get 5, good to get 5, good to get 5 here. 105, good to be 105. $1.05, good to get 5, good to get 5, good to get 5, good to get 5. Anybody else want to bid? 105, 105, 105, 105. Doug, $1, 5X.
Reed, yes, we've already sold them, sir. There was only 6 pairs, and the rest of them were heavy bred. So, yes, sir, we've already sold them.
Here's a boo, $1.55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 going to be 60, you get 2 and a half, you get 5, and you get 5, 7 and a half, now 70, 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 77 and a half, here, going to be 80 pound, going to be 80, bid 82 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, 85, 87 going to be 87 going to be 90, and now 90, you get 2 and a half, going to be 92 and a half, going to be 92 and a half, 5, and 95 here, 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, 97 going to be 2, and 97 going to be 2, you get 2, going to be 2, going to be $2, and 97 going to be 2, now 2, 97 going to be 2, here, Doug, 197.50 on 7. 125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, here, 30, and 25, to get 30, to get 5, to get 35, 40, to get 45, 45, 45, 50, and 50, 5, here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 2 and a half, 5, and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, here, now 57 and 60, and 2 and a half, to get 2 and a half, to get 2 and a half, to get 2 and a half, going to be 62 and a half, and 2 and a half, here, 2 and a half, here, give me 160 on nothing. Got it.
More family calves or more families. 6-year-old. The fruiter.
35 and 35, yeah, 35, 37 and 35, 37 and 6-year-old family, 37.50 and 30, going to be 37 and 7 and 7 and 7 and going to be 37.50 and 30, 7 and going to be 37 and going to be 37 and going to be 35 and 35 and hold your gate 35, yeah, 35 and 35, 35, 37 and 37 and 37 and 37 and 37.50 and 30, 7 and going to be 37 and going to be 37 and going to be 37.50. Robertson 3,500 on 10.
Six-year-old. Is that her, Kef?
35 and 3,500 and 35 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, half and 35 and 3,500, if you get 3,500, if you get 3,500, 35 and 35 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,500 and 30, if you get 500, going to be 30, if you get 500, 3,500 and 35 here, 35, 35, 3,031 and 3,100 and 3,100 here, 1 here, 31 now 2, going to be 2, going to get 3, going to get 4, going to be 34 now 5 and 35 and 35 6 and 36 7 and 37 37 and 37, I'm going to get 37, I'm going to get 37, I'm going to be 37, and 37, here now 7, 7, 7, 7, 700, now 7, and 37, now 36, 7, here now 7, 7, 7, 7, here, going to be 700, 36, 7, so 3,600, Robertson. $10. Yeah, split them. 135 on the cow. 135 and 35, 45 and 45. It'll get 55, 55, 55, 60, 160, 57 and a half and 57 and 60 and now 62 and a half. It'll get 2 and a half. It'll get 2 and a half. It'll get 2 and a half. It'll be 2 and a half. It'll get 2 and a half. It'll be 2 and a half. It'll be 2 and a half. Here, Doug. 165. 300. 350, and 3.5, it'll get 4.5, 4.5, 5 here, 550, and 5.5, going to be 6.5 here, now 7, and 7 here, now 7, and 7.5, 7.5, 7 of 800, here, 8.5, 9, and 900, and 900, it'll get 900, it'll get 900, 900, 8.5, it'll get 900, here, 8.5, it'll get 900, here, 8.5, 900, Charlie, 850, nothing. Charlie.
Did you get a rate on this one? We got left, Clay.
Go ahead and sell this 4 or 5 kids. And they probably 40, 50 odd.
40, 50 odd cows.
I told them to go ahead and sell these babies.
Good.
Oh, hey, Billy.
Okay.
Heifer, 500, 550, yeah, 5.5 here, 5.5, going to be 600 and a half here, 7, and 7, 7.5, 7.5, 800 here, 8.5, now 9, and 9.5, 9.5, 950, and 9.5, 9.5, 9,500, 1,000, 1050, and 10.5, and 10.5 here, 10.5, and 10.5 here, 1,050, and 1,050, 50, now 11, 1,100, 10.5, 1,100, 10.5, 1,100, now 11, 1,100, going to be 10.5, 1,100, going to be 1,050, 1,100 here, sold 1050, SO.
Okay.
500, 500, 600, and 5, 6, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800, 900, 910, 1,000, 1,100, 11, 12, 11, going to be 12, and 13, 13, 13, Terry out, 13, 14, and 13, 14, and 13, 14, going to be 13, 14, 14, going to be half, 14, 14, Chris you're out, 14, and 14, and 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, SO, 1350.
5,000 on the pairs, 45, 4,600 on the bread.
Pretty good. For what they were.
If we get a big old rain this week, they ain't no telling what this market's going to do. Might go south. Everybody's banking on this big rain, big market. $100. 150, 200, and 2.5, you get 300, you get 350, you get 3.5, 400, 400, 4, good about 375. 375. I got trust in you, Kelsey. 375. The longer I look at him, the kind of worse he's getting. 375. Sold 350. Ricardo. 0. Keep him separate.
Just hand him up there to him.
Who did that one belong to? Jacob? Trump?
Yeah. He's gonna be calling you for only getting 3 days for his calf.
About 40, 50 odds. All heifer calves, so much times 3. 500, 550. Yeah, 5.5 here. 5.5. 6.5 here. Now 7. 850. 9 and 950 and 9.5. 10 and 1,050. 10 and 10 and 10 and 11. 11. 12 and 1,200. 11 group of 1,200. 11 group of 1,200. 11 group of 1,200. 11 group of 1,250 and 12 and 1,250. Now 13 and 1,300. Now 13 and 12 group of 13. 30 12 group of 1,300. West 1250 0.
Where you gonna rope this summer, Chris? Might go to the lake more often this summer, huh? What?
Try to get Manny to come get her car, change the tire.
He would. He would.
65. And 65. And 65. 65. 65. 7. 7. 7. 70. 70. Now 70. And 70. 73. Going to be 2 and a half. 72 and a half. 72.50. And 70. We get 2 and a half. Going to be 70. We get 2 and a half here. Cabinets 170 on 10.
Is that all your baby calves? That's all the baby calves, guys.
Two and upon 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 255, 65, and 72, 75, and 75, 80, 5, 90, 90, 90, 85, 90, 85, 90, 85, 90, that's 285, 11X.
How many 50s you got? What? How many 50s you got? 6?
1 by 5 right there, 1,500, and 15, 15, and a half here, half and a half here, half and a half here, going to be 15 and a half, 15 and a half here, half and a half here, $1,000 on her, 10, 1,100, and 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, and 12, and 30, 13, 114, going to be 14, 15, and 15 and a half here, half and a half here, going to be 15 and a half, and 15 and a half here, 16, and 1,600 here, half and a half, going to be 1,600 here, Chris, 15 and a half, nothing.
Got 11 of them?
Wake up.
8 by 6. 125 and 125, 30 and 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, group of 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, group of 35, 35, 35, you get 540 and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 here, 5 here, group of 145 and 45, 50 and 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50 now 5. Sold 150 cowboy. 6 years, 7 months, 2,100 and 21 and 2,100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 800 and 27. Give 8 and 27. Going to be 20 out of here. 2,800 and 9 and now 9, 3 and 3,000. 1, 2, 1, 2. Going to be 30, 1, 2 and 31, 2, 2, 3 and 33, 3 and 4 and 34, 33, 4, 5 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,500. 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. Chris. 3,400 on 3.
Nice cow.
55, and 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 60, and 7 and a half, going to be 60, 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 15 and a half, 70, and now 70, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 70, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 70, 2 and a half, and 70, going to get 2 and a half here, Cabinet 170 on 3.
How big you gonna get them?
125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, and 30, we get 5, we get 40, we get 5, we get 50, we get 5, going to be 55, and 55, 60, and now 60 here, 5, going to be 60 here, Jace, 155, 30.
Oh, the Smokies.
10 years and 7 months. 25 and 25, yeah, 25 and 25, 25, 2600 and 600 here, 25, 2600 here, 25, 600 and 25, going to be 2600, yes sir, 26, 7 and 27, going to be 28, 27, going to be 28, 27 of 8, 9, and now 9, you get 9, 20, hey, going to be 9, 29, we get 3,001 and 31 and 3100 here, 1 here, 1 here, koi, 3,000 on 50.
Finally got one I like.
5 years and 5 months. 3,031 and 3,100, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, and 3,100 and 3,100, 31, here, 25 and 25, here, 2,500, here, 5 here, 5 here, 7 and 25, 2,700 and 25, 2,700, 29 and 2,700, here, 25, going to be 7 here, Chris, 3, 2,500.
All green.
She a 5-year-old, I think. 5, yep, 5-year-old. $1.50. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 5, and 55 here, 60, and now 5, and to get a 70, 170, 170, Jace, 165, 20. Two years, she's 8 months bred. 2,500, yeah, 25, and 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 3,000, able to get 2 and a half, 5, and 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37.50, and 30, able to get 7 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to be 37.50, and 35, 36, you guys are right out there in the audience, 35, 6, 7, and 37, and 37, and 7 of 8, 37 of 8, 37 of 8, 7 of 8, 7 of 8, 7 of 8, 7 of 8, get 3,800, and 3,800, here, going to be 37, going to be 38. Mosley, 3,700. Open cow here, $1.55. 55, 55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57.50, and now 60, we get 62 and a half, 5, and to get 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, we get 72 and a half, 72.50, and 70, we get 2 and a half, going to be 70, we get 2 and a half, going to be 72 and a half, S, 172. Six years, 5 months, 2,100 and 21 and 2,100. Hey, 1, hey, 1, hey, 1, hey, 1, 2, 3, and 23, 4, and 24, 500, 600, and 26, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800, 8, 9, and 9, and 2900, 900, 9, and 29, and 2900, 900, Caleb, 2800, 45. 10 by 7. 1,000 and 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000, 1,100 and 1,200, 13, 14, 15 and 1,500 here, 14, 15, 16 and 16, 1,700 here, 16, 17 and 17, going to be 17, going to be 17, going to be 17, Cowboy, 1,600.
Half the price of yours.
Nine years, and she's 5 months bred. $65. Has it get it? 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 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 67.50, and 67.5, 70, 70, now 2.5, 72.5, 72.5, 5, and 75, and 75 here, 2.5, 75, Yad and Tone, 75, Yad and Tone, 75, and 75 here, 175 here, Mosley, 172.5. Two years, 4 months, 2,100. Here, 2,100. Here, 21. And 21 here, 21, 21, 2, 2, 221, going to be 2, and 2, 3, and 23, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24. Now 500. Here, 600. And 25, going to be 2,600, and 6, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 800. Here, 800. And 27, going to be 2,800. And now 9, 9 here, 900. 28, give 9. And 2,900. Here, 900. Here, done. 2,800. Put them on Caleb. Number 33.
Weeks ago.
What do you got here? 2 by 4, 2,100. And 21, and 2,100, here, 21, 2, and 21, 2 to 3, 100, 400, here, 4, 5, here, 600, and 25, 600, and 26, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800, here, 9, 9, and 29, and 2,900, here, 900, here, 900, and Caleb, 2,800 on 33. Four years and 5 months here, 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100 here, 1, here, 1, and 31, and 3,100 here, 1, here, 1, here, 2, and down 2, 3, and 33 to 3, and 33 to 3, and 33 to 3, and 33 to 3. Chris, 3,200 on 3. $75, $80, and $75, $80, $75, $80, $75, $80, $75, $50, and $77.5, $77.5 here, $75, $50, and $77.5, going to be $77.5, $80, and now $82.5 here, about $82.5, $82.5 here, 5 here, $85, $85, $83, $85, $85 here, $85, 7 here, $85, $87, 9, $89 here, $89 here, Doug, $187.7. 8 years and 5 months, 2100 and 21 and 2100 here, 1 here, 100 here, 2 and 2123 and 23 and 400 and 500 here, 600 and 67 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 67 and 7 and 7 and 7 you get 7 27 800 and 20 here 9 and 9 here 800 900 here 9 here 20 here now 9 koi 2800 on 50.
Big old scout cow. I liked her.
$65. Has a good five. Has a good five. Has a good five. 7 and a half. 70. 172 and a half. 72 and a half. 75. And 75 here. 75. 75. 50. And 77 and a half. Going to be 77. Now 80. And now 80 there. 80 there. 80 here. 80 here. S 177. 52. Seven years and 6 months ago, 2100 and 21 and 2100 here, mobile font here, 2, we get 3, we get 4, we get 5, going to be 6 now 7, going to be 8, we get 9, going to be 3 and 1 and 32 and 32, 1, 2 here 2 and 32, we get 2, Chris 3100 on 3. Six-year-old cow, she's 6 months. 21 and 2100 here, 21 and 21 3 4 5 600 now 7 and 7 of 8 27 of 8 7 of 8 7 of 8 7 of 8 7 of 8 9 now 3 and 3000 and 29 3000 here 1 and 31 2 1 2 and 32 and 3200 here 2 3 and 33 3 4 and 33 4 and 33 4 going to be 33 4 going to be 33 now 400 and 33 4 here sold 3,300. Put them on Chris. She's got bad. Hold up. Sand toad. A little bit. The back right's about that long. A little bit that long.
Try again, 22.
23. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The toe's getting longer. Koi 2700 50. Mike Crowley, what do you think about all this? Enough said. Well, good enough. 7 years and 6 months, 2100. She got a lump jaw, 2100 and 21 and 2100 here, 1 here, 2 and 22 3 and 23 3 and 4 and 5 and 25 24 5 and 2500 here, 500 here, 5 24 get 5 and 2500 here, 5 here, koi 2400 on 50. $65. Has a good five. Has a good five. Has a good five. Has a good five. 7 and a half. 7 and a half. 70. 70. Net 2 and a half. 75. 75. 50. And how 83. 85. 90. 90. 85. 90. 190. 190. 190. 85. 90. Chris 185. 9X. 65. She's a 6-year-old. She's 5 months. 2100. 21. Yeah, 2100. Here, 3 and 4. Now 500. 6, 7. And 7, 800. 107. Now 8. Now 9. Now 3. 3000. 3,000 and 3,000 here 1 and 31 2 and 32 1 2 31 going to be 2 koi 3,100 on 50 and tone.
Hey, Coy found a little money too.
Everybody got more money than me.
It's gonna rain.
Is there reason?
You got to rain.
Well, I hope for the rain.
That's-
That way I get it.
If it don't rain, they'll be back Monday.
That way I can buy for 2,000.
6 years 5 months 2,100 21 and 2,100 here 1 here 21 now 1 and 2,100 and 2,100 and 2 3 4 5 and 25 and 25 26 and 26 7 and 7 7 7 7 7 26 7 and 6 7 and 7 7 7 7 7 7 7 and 7 now pay and 2,800 and 9 and 900 900 900 9 and 2,900 900 Ricardo 2,800
Watching koi. Don't get dirty.
We've already been sandblasting once today. Part of the job.
Come on, big boy. Go.
85, 85 up here, going to be 85, 85, 87, going to be 87, going to be 87, going to be 87, 90, and now 92 and a half, and 92 and a half, 91, 3, now 3, 95, 95, 95, 95, 93, 7, and 97, 99, 99, 99, 2, and 2, now 1, here, 3, 3, and 5, here, 7, and 7, now 9, going to be 2 on high, going to be 2 on high, going to be 2 on high, and now 7, $8, and 7, 8 here, 8 here, Gibbon Bull, 207.
Sure seems awfully quiet in here. Don't it? So it sure seems awfully quiet in here today.
65. Has it good? 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 7 and a half, 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 70 and a half, 70. We get 2 and a half, 75 and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77, 50 and 77 and a half here, 80, 80 there, 80, 80 here, that's 177, 52.
Yeah. Oh, we got 225 for a bull. Maybe. Which one of us is 227?
You might have been asking it, but we were probably at 20.
65. Has a good five. 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 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. 750. And 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. 7.70. And now 72.5. 72.5. 5. And 75 here. 75 here. 75. 75. 75. 75. And 75 here. 75 here. Chris. 172.5. 21. Seven and open here, 120. 125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 5, 30, we get 30, and 5, going to be 35, 5, 40, 5, 50, 50, and 45, give 50, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, cabinets, 150, X.
A by 4.
8 years, 4 months. 2100, yeah, 2100, mobile font, hey, 2100, hey, mobile font, hey, 1 hey, 2, and 22 3, and 23 now 400, hey, 500, hey, 505, hey, 4 5, and 25, and 2500, hey, 5 6, here, 25, 2600, and 20, you bid Caleb, 24 5, 24 to 5, S, 2400, 7. Thought I saw just a little bit of movement in that right hand. It's all right. $120, $125, yeah, 25, and 25, we get 30, we get 5, we get 40, we get 5, we get 50, we get 5, going to be 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 60 there, 5, going to be 60, here, Jace, 155, 30. $65. Has a good five. 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 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. 70. And 70. We get 2.5. 5. You get 72.5. And 72. 50. And 75. 77.5. 77.5. 80. 5. 85. 85. 85. Here. 90. 190. 85. 90. And 95. 95 here. 95. 95. 95. We get 95. We get 95. We get 95. And 95 here. 195. Jace Schmidt. And 95 here. Caleb. 190 on number 22. Four by 7, 21, and 2100, and 2100 here, mobile font here, 21, 21, 2, and 22, and 300, and 4 here, 5, 6 here, and 25, 2600, spinner Antone, 25, 6, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 800, here, 8, here, 9, and 29, 3, and 3000, here, 1, and 30 down, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 33, and 33, and 33, and 33, 3 and 33 3, you done 33 and 33 and 33 3 and 33 300, going to be 32 300 here, Caleb 3200 on 45. Yep. 135, yeah, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, 55, 52 and a half, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half here, Jace, 155, 30. $135, yeah, 35, you give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, yeah, 35, 5, 5 here, 40, 5, 50, 50, and 45, 50 and half 5, and 55, 60, 5, 70, 170, and 75, and 75, 80, and $80 here, 80 here, 80, 180, 180 here, 80, Chris, 175, 15. 55, 55, 55, you get 57 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 60, you get 2 and a half, 5, and you get 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 67, 50, and now 70, you get 72 and a half, 75, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half, here, 75 now, so you get 77 and a half, 80, and now 80 there, 180, 180, 180 here, 80 here, Cabinet's 177, 53.
Little brick, yep. Won't take long.
10-3 right there, here, $1.50, $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 55, 65, and 65, 65, 75, and 75 here, 175 here, Jace, 170 on number 30. Yellow. How old? 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 250, and 255, 5 here, 5 here, $2, 205, and 205 here, 5 here, 5 here, going to be 205, 210, and 205 and 10 here, going to be 210 a pound here, going to be 10 here, Ricardo, 205, 2. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, and 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, sold 160, calf 3. Two by three, 1,500, and 15 and a half, and 15 and a half here, have and a half here, have and a half here, going to be 1550, 15 and a half here, 16, now half, now 17, have an 18, 18, half, 18 and a half here, 1850, 18 and a half here, 1850, 18 and a half, cowboy, 1800. Turn upon 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 5 here, 5 here, here going to be 135, and 35, and 35, do it, and 35, 5, and 35, 5 here, 25, and 25, 30, 25, to get 30, and 25, to get 30, and 25, to get 30 here, S, 125, 3. They shrink. Jenna Bulls get full. $1.50. 55, 60.
You all right?
Look at my eldest waiting back there. Oh, I'm like,
60, Doug. 5, 70, 5, 80. You're out. You're out. 180. 80. 78, 9. You haven't bet a half today. D 178 Bull X. Double X. $1. 75 cents a pound. 50 cents a pound. 60 cents a pound. 70, 80, 90. Did you give 85? 90, 5, $95. Roy got her 90 cents a pound, nothing.
Burns.
That's it? Class dismissed, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all go home. Y'all have a good day. See you tomorrow.